Yeah, I think Saurabh, we can start in 1 minute.
Good morning to all. I welcome you to the 150th webinar of Saturday webinar series. I am Saurabh, working as a business executive at Manage CIA. Our Center for Innovation and Agripreneurship is a center of excellence in agribusiness incubation hosted at National Institute of Agriculture Extension Management, Manage. It is one of the leading agribusiness incubators in India. Manage CI has mentored 503 entrepreneurs and incubated more than 310 startups from various focus areas of the agri and allied sector. Having trained startups in agro-processing, post-harvest technology, value addition, farm mechanization, renewable husbandry, and so on. The topic for today's session is sustainable warehousing practices by agri-startups. We have two speakers joining us today. First, I will introduce Mr. Sanjay Agarwal sir, who is founder of Apna Godam. Sanjay sir is a seasoned entrepreneur and a business leader with track record of success in both the financial and logistics sectors. With over 19 years of professional experience, he has demonstrated an inability to drive innovation, streamline operations, and create strategic growth opportunities. As a founder and managing director of Apna Godam, a company he established in July 2015, Mr. Sanjay sir has been forefront of the revolutionizing the logistic industry. Under his leadership, Apna Godam has grown to become prominent player in the market, providing efficient and technology advanced warehousing solution. With this short note, I would like to request sir to take over the session. Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Saurabh.
Yeah. Welcome, Sam. We will be sharing the presentation from our end.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Saurabh? Yes, screen is yet to load. Saurabh, please load the presentation.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, it's visible. I hope Sanjay sir, it's visible to you also.
Not really.
Can you see the screen now? Your presentation is visible, sir. Shruti, can you check? Is it visible?
Yeah, it's visible now.
Yes, it is visible.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Now, good to go, sir. Now, thanks.
So can I start, Saurabh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can start now.
Am I audible, Saurabh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're audible. You can start now, sir, the session. Sanjay sir, can you hear me? We can start with your session, sir. The screen is already loaded. Hello. Sanjay sir, can you hear me? Yeah, I think he must be facing some issue. I think we should take Sanjay sir, let him join again. We'll request to Shruti to start with her presentation. But before that, I would request Saurabh to introduce Miss Shruti, and then we'll come back with Sanjay sir. Shruti, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. So we will be start with you. Meanwhile, we'll check with the Sanjay sir what exactly the issue with him. Yeah. So Saurabh, please introduce to the Miss Shruti.
So I welcome Shruti Mehta, founder of Bharat Godam Solutions LLP. She is an accomplished entrepreneur and founder of Bharat Godam Solutions LLP, a dynamic venture specializing in innovative warehouse and logistics solutions. With a background in entrepreneurship, She possesses a unique blend of strategic vision, operational acumen, and deep understanding of supply chain dynamics. Under Shruti's leadership, Bharat Godam has emerged as a pioneering force in the warehousing and logistics sectors. Her role encompasses defining the company's strategic direction, uh, forging partnerships, and overseeing day-to-day operations to ensure optimal service delivery and client satisfaction. With this short note, I'd like to invite Shruti to take over the session. Thank you.
Yeah, good morning, Shruti, and welcome you from the manage. We have made you the presenter so that you can able to share the screen.
I actually don't want to share the screen. I don't have any presentation. So,
Okay, so you want to just speak out? You don't want me
yes,
to share?
yes,
Okay,
yes.
no issue. So, Saurabh, please stop the share screen. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
Shruti, you can start with, you can
Am I
just
audible,
tell
right?
something. Yeah, you're audible. Just tell something about you, your experience, how exactly you come with the idea of Bharat Godam and what are the stages you are right now.
Okay. So basically, I started I was in ideation phase 2 years ago, and that idea came because I have worked in in this sector for 2 years, and I saw some gap ki in India there is not that much streamline of agriculture logistics sector. So why can't we take this as a gap and start something which can make it a streamlined sector? So basically, what I believe is making this sector streamline will help to farmers and also FPOs to grow, and also the wastage of food will be reduced. So as per the data of FCA, we can see that 90% of food is wasted. 40% of food is wasted every year, and approximately due to inadequate warehouse practices, 80 to 90% of food is wastage. So why not to do something in this sector which will enhance the supply chain and which will reduce the food wastage. So basically, we started to grow on this idea. Ki why can't we do anything else? So me along with one of my friend, we started to explore this idea, and then after a year, we were able to get some funds and also the support from our college. And just 2 months ago, I registered the company, and now after 2 months by October end, we will be live with our first phase. So basically, what we are going to do is we are going to do the tracking of the goods inside the agriculture warehouses, which will avoid the mishandling of goods and which will indeed reduce the wastage of goods inside the warehouse. Also, that every commodity has its own expiry date. So we are also going to keep a track on the expiry dates so that it can be withdrawn before the expiry date and its wastage can be reduced. Also, optimizing the storage space. Sometimes there is a overproduction in particular area. So how to utilize the available warehouses only? So we are going to train storage places to make it use in an optimal possible way. And also, we are going mainly right now, what is our target is we are collaborating with local farmers and communities, especially in Gujarat. Like we are a Gujarat based startup, to educate them about the proper storage techniques and helping them to reduce food wastage at the source. So basically, we will provide them with the access to efficient storage facilities, which will indeed help them to reduce the wastage of the food. And our major focus is on a post harvest loss. So it can be also controlled by using a proper temperature control and humidity control system in warehouses. So this is what we are giving to warehouses. So our major two services are there. One, we are collaborating with farmers to bring them on our platform so they can use the proper warehousing services. And second is we are providing this service to warehouses in which they can use it. Like we are providing a real-time monitoring system and also a proper inventory control system inside the warehouse. So it will be a hardware come software product for them. So in this way, our ultimate aim is to reduce the losses and to level and by using a remote monitoring and IOC sensor to track the goods placed inside the warehouse. So we believe that by October 2023, we will be live at our first phase by our first phase app, and we will be there in both Android and iOS. And currently, we are associated with iHub Gujarat and IIT Hyderabad, a Tihan Incubation Center. And of course, now also I'm doing a RKVY-RAFTAAR cohort with Manage, so getting associated with Manage. And if you ask me, before developing this idea to bring it to reality, we did a survey of 126 warehouses pan India manually. And then we got the gaps and all. And today we have developed this idea, and hopefully we will be able to capture the market by this end year, whatever is our aim. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, audible.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you, Shruti, for very short to describe your startup idea. And yeah, at a very early stage, you with a good experience in the NCDX and what you realize and the problems you identify through your own experience, you bring it into the decide to be start with your entrepreneur journey. And yeah, we are very proud that you are associated with Manage at early stage and you're trying to solve the main issue in the PDF system and yeah, in warehouse systems. Okay, so thank you being with us. I'm requesting to the participants, if you have any questions to the Shruti or the other speaker, you can put in the chat box, or you may raise the hand, so you can directly speak with the speaker for your questions. So that we will take after the our second speaker session. With thanking to the Shruti, we'll welcome to the Sanjay sir, Sanjay Agarwal sir. Already my colleagues are already introduced him, but due to some technical issue, he was not able to deliver his session. I think Sanjay sir, can you hear me now?
Yeah, sure, Amit.
Yeah. So we are sharing the presentation, sir. Meanwhile, you can start with your something about yourself, sir, your experience, and then how you come with Apna Godam, this startup idea, and then we'll start with your session, sir.
I'll do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'll do that.
Yeah.
So, good morning, everybody. I'm sorry for a small glitch that we faced this morning. So, as Shruti has rightly covered the challenges that we face in agri warehousing, uh, every aspect of challenge of warehousing. So, I will try to cover a little bit social economic angle to it. What feel that this warehousing problem is less of economic and more of social. So let me show you how. What is the typical size of warehousing? What is the typical ticket size for warehousing? Can you go to the next slide, Amit.
Sir, we are not getting your voice properly, sir. You're cracking your voice in between, sir. So that's why if you can turn off your video, I have already did it, so that we can able to get the proper voice. Hello, sir. Can you hear me there?
Yeah, tell me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I hope the screen is visible to you.
It is still visible. Can we move to next slide?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Sir,
Yeah.
keep video turn off during Q&A. You can start on so that you'll get a better
Okay.
bandwidth. Yeah.
Got
Okay.
it. Got it.
Perfect, sir. Yeah.
So this is the average size of land holding over the years in our country. We can see it that it is constantly declining. And the reason is that the families are getting divided. Suppose the farmer is having 10 acres of land or 10 hectares of land and he has 5 sons. In the next generation, the land holding will become 2 hectares. And in the next generation, again it will be divided and so on and so forth. The result is the land holding per farmer is continuously decreasing. As per the 2010-11 data, you can see the average land holding is 1.15 hectare, which is around 2.47 acres. If I take 20 quintal per acre as a normal production acreage, then per farmer, the warehousing capacity is only 50 quintal. That makes 5 metric ton. So this is the average ticket size of storage which we have with 82% of the farmers. Now, what is the solution we have in front of this? Can we shift to the next slide? Look at this. This is the picture of a stack which is kept in a normal, conventional agri warehouse. One stack contains approx 150 metric ton commodity. So as I said in my earlier discussion, that in average holding, average production by one farmer is around 5 metric ton, whereas the total stack size per stack size is 150 metric ton, which is 30 times higher. If you look at the conventional warehouses, the stack size is 20 feet by 30 feet, and the average rent for that stack
Shruti, can you able to hear Sanjay sir?
No, no. I
Yeah.
guess again he's facing network issue.
Yeah, Sanjay sir, we're not able to hear you. Hello? Sanjay sir, can you hear me? We're not
Yeah,
able
I
to
can
hear
hear
you,
you.
sir. Yeah, sir. For last 1 minute, sir, we lost you actually
Last
once
1 minute
again.
we lost. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So, I'm audible now, no?
yeah. Yeah, yeah,
So,
you're audible, sir.
yeah. So basically, the point is there is a mismatch. The kind of customer which we are trying to serve and the kind of solution which we have built, there is a difference. Sorry. So the point is we have not devised a solution for our target segment. Now the reason why we need a different kind of solution is that the ticket size is different and the infrastructure which we have designed is absolutely at a different level. Can we shift to the next slide? Now, this is the actual usage of the farmer. If we use the warehouses for the farmers actually, then this is the kind of utilization. And we see we have lost a lot of space, which we have built spending so much of money, and the utilization has come down to 20% only. So what is the answer to this problem? How can we reach out to all those farmers, small farmers, and help them do warehousing. Apart from this, one more important fact which we need to understand. Today we have 7,000 APMCs in the country. And if we divide it with the geographical area, the density of APMC comes 797 square kilometers, which means at every 797 kilometers we have one mandi. Whereas as per MS Swaminathan Committee report, we should have market linkage at every 5 square kilometers. So it effectively means even if we ask farmers to use warehouses, end of the day, they are going to face challenges in selling those commodities. Not only selling, if they want to wait for some time and they want to take loan from the banks are not equipped with technology, or they are not in a position to give small ticket loans to these farmers. They are happy to issue 1 crore rupee loan to every stockist or every manufacturer or processor, but they are not ready to lend 1 lakh rupees loan to 100 customers in a warehouse. So storage alone is not a problem. There are two other things clubbed to it. How do you avail, how do you arrange finance for them, and how do you arrange market linkage for them? So we need to find out answer to all these three problems. Even storage alone, the solution which we have given to them is not perfect. We have seen underutilization in the warehouses if we actually cater to the farmers. So to meet this gap, what is needed today is that we have to give them finance, market linkage, and storage, all three solutions in one single application. So that is the reason we have come up with an idea of one super app for farmers wherein they can keep the commodity, they can take loan on it, and they can sell it also on just one click. In the next slide, I have covered that. Can you just move next slide? Yeah. Before that, let me share with you. This is the solution which is called mixed stacking. In Apna Godam warehouses, we have come up with mixed stacking mechanism in which many farmers will use single stack to store their commodities. Again, there will be a few challenges. Like one farmer will tell us that my commodity is of better quality, whereas other farmers produce is of inferior quality. Why should I mix it? So these kind of challenges are likely to come. To solve this, what we have done is we have created every warehouse receipt as a digital asset with quality report tagged on it. And then all these commodities are kept in mixed stack of all farmers. It not only saves storage space in the warehouse, but it also helps all the farmers to use warehousing more often. There is no lock-in period. There is no any minimum storage space condition. We don't ask them to book minimum space. We don't ask them to give us a minimum slot. So this is how we utilize storage space at its full efficiency. But again, you can convince the farmer to keep it in mixed position, but the challenge still remains with the banks. Banks will not issue small loans. They don't have that much bandwidth, that much capacity. Although they are willing to do that, they want agri portfolio for their PSL norms and etc. But end of the day, dealing with a lot of people with manual processing of loans is not possible. The solution only is digital finance. So now we have to offer the farmer not only storage, but the digital finance and digital trading. So we have come up with a solution that is called tri-party settlement. Can you switch on to the next slide, please? Look at this. This is the snapshot of our mobile application in which the farmer can use two options, loan आवेदन and बेचना चाहता हूं. There are two options. Either he can take loan or he can sell. If he want loan, he can just click on the button and we will issue this warehouse receipt to the concerned banks, the most suitable bank for him. He will have a list of bankers here and he can simply select the most suitable bank for him and we will issue this WR to that bank. Now comes selling part. If the farmer wants to sell the commodity, how will he sell? Here again there is a button which we have given. He can submit a request for selling. The moment he clicks on it, system automatically calculates outstanding loan, interest thereupon, rent till date, and other expenses. It will reduce all these things from the selling amount and it will tell the customer, tell the farmer that you are going to get this much money in your bank account if you sell the commodity at this price. System will not allow the farmer to sell if the sales proceeds are not enough to cover the loan and interest. This way, we are not asking the farmer to close the loan from his own fund. Rather, we are deducting the loan from the sales proceeds directly. It helps the farmer to take loan and then sell it. Because see, when we deal with a big client and when we deal with a small farmer, what is the difference? In case of a big client, you can ask him to close the loan first before selling. He can arrange money from somewhere. He can afford to bring money for some time and he will get his stock released and then he will sell. But when you deal with small people, farmers, small aggregators, you cannot ask them to bring money first. It's an egg chicken situation. Egg came first or hen came first. Because unless he will sell it, from where he will bring money. And unless he will close the loan, how will he will sell? To solve this issue, we had to introduce this tripartite solution wherein the loan interest is auto deducted from the sale amount. So this super app is helping farmers to use warehouses to take loan and to sell commodity. And this major gap, or we can say earlier the warehousing used to be a solution for only big traders. Now it's not the situation. These farmers can use the warehousing facilities and financing, and they can also sell it online through our mobile application. So this is the solution which we are providing. With all that, I would stop here and I will ask if you have any questions. I will have to have them.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sanjay sir, for the very wonderful presentation, and you're explaining about what kind of the operations and the facilities that you are offered through your own startup. And you rightly pointed out as the farmer size, land holding size, and the availability of the warehouses with respect to the number of farmers, city to farmers in India, it's very low. And yeah, this is the point where they trigger the point there rightly pointed out the problem areas, and there are the many opportunities which are actually attracting the startups to work on that. So thank you for bringing that the issue, major issue, and what are the different facilities that are can be possible through this kind of intervention. So yeah, we will move to the next section of the webinar, that the Q&A. I'm requesting to once again to the participants, if you have any questions, you may put it into the chat box, or you may raise the hand so that we will take the questions one by one and we'll ask directly to the speakers. So the very first question is from my side, Sanjay sir and Shruti, to you all. Considering although there are warehouses, are there, cold storages are there, and the farmers are known that whatever the prices are they're going to do, if they store it for some time, so that they will get the better prices. But still, the willingness or maybe that mindset is still, it's yet to be developed in the farmers, that they are not ready to keep in the warehouses. So how you're looking into this space, or how you want to be make aware to the farmers that they can avoid these facilities, and they can will get the good prices for their produces.
Yeah, Amit, what question?
Yeah, yes sir.
Can you
So
jump in first?
yeah, I just want to know that the farmers are still, they are not ready to go with the warehouses and keep their produces to get the better prices. All they know that if they store for a certain time in the off season, if they sold it, they will get the better prices. So my point is that how any agri startups or you, how you are convincing to the farmers that they should adopt these practices. Maybe Shruti or maybe Sanjay sir, you can give some insights on that. By the time we'll take the questions from the audience.
Yeah, so let me reply to this question first, because I actually faced this challenge when I reached out to farmers and tried to convince them to use our warehouses. It was literally no from all the prospective customers. But we figured out what are the basic reasons that they are avoiding using warehouses. So we have to first figure out that. So the basic reasons are, first of all, we can offer them warehouses, but we don't offer them transportation. So we launched farm pickup facilities. That if you want to deposit commodity, we will pick up from your farm. That's one. Secondly, how the disposal of commodity will be hassle free. If the activity of warehousing itself become a burden for the farmer, it is not going to happen. It has to be very, very convenient, hassle free. On just click of a button, he can, take loan, he can sell. So we brought that kind of convenience to the solution so that the warehousing become lucrative. And still, I must say that our majority of the users are not end farmers. There is one more layer between farmers and traders, which we often ignore. That is village level aggregator.
Right, sir.
See, that is a very small, very important part of this entire supply chain, which we often ignore. I must tell you, more than 50% of the trade in agriculture commodity happens outside APM, and that is unrecorded. That happen in cash. Why so? Because as per the local state APMC laws, nobody can purchase and sell commodity outside APMC yard unless you have license, and government does not issue license outside APMC. So in every village, there are two or three aggregators who purchase commodity and sell it, but they don't have license. And that's the reason they are purchasing the commodity from the farmers, and then they take it to the mandis, treating themselves as a farmer. They assuming they are acting as a farmer. So
Right, sir.
this kind of aggregation is unrecorded. And what we need to do is we need to structurally we need to bring those people in mainstream. And thanks to model APM law, in which you have there are 16 states which have allowed online mandi setups. They have told that if anybody who is or sell commodity through application need not to have separate licenses. So these aggregators are now using online mandi apps. They are doing commodity in through bank accounts. They are paying through bank accounts. They are receiving money in bank accounts, and they are the main takers of this facility.
Very,
So
very
yes, we are,
important
yeah,
point, sir. Very important point, I must say. Before I come to your point, I would like to take from the Shruti also on the same question.
Okay, so what hello sir,
Yeah.
hello Sanjay ji. Yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah, Shruti ma'am.
it was good to hear from you. I was following you from last 2 years on LinkedIn and all because it was a very nice, like closely I was
Oh, there must be a electrical issue because she's currently is
so
in
yeah,
the training
great to see
program.
you.
Yeah.
So basically from last 2 years, I'm audible, right? So
Yeah, you're
from
audible.
last 2 years when I was doing the major issue which I faced, they were not adaptable. So उन्होंने मुझे एक ही चीज बोला, they just told me one thing कि हमें पैसा चाहिए, मतलब they want loans
Hmm,
and very few
correct,
warehouses are associated with banks. सो हमें पता
right,
चला कि बाबा टेक्नोलॉजी वेयरहाउस में दो, बैंक्स को वेयरहाउस से एसोसिएट करो, फार्मर्स माल ऑटोमेटिक रखेगा. सो इन दैट वे what we are focusing, we are giving them a financial incentives benefits. So this is what is my approach to go towards it. And also to educate, as I mentioned earlier, we are educating farmers and we are also collaborating with them so that they get a better, like we are basically doing this in Gujarat, like we have just started it and doing it in Gujarat. We are educating the communities of small farmers so that they can start, मतलब वो एक बार एक को बताया तो it is a word of mouth. They tell to their entire community and then they can start using warehouses and which will help them to reduce food. Just we are just telling them कि what will be the benefit for them. उनका क्या फायदा है उसमें. When they see that yeah they can earn something or that is something useful for them monetary basis also, then they will definitely use it. So by providing pledging facilities on E&W receipts, and secondary is about the wastage food, reducing the wastage of food. In this way, this is what we approach to do it. I know there are a lot of things and what Sanjay ji told, but yeah, this too is the way which we went ahead.
Yeah, I think I must say this is not the on paper or this must be the thing is not that much aware the farmers. But you rightly pointed out, Sanjay and Shruti, that these are the two things that maybe motivate to the farmers that can they adopt these practices. A very important point I must say when Sanjay when you mentioned the Sanjay sir that you're going to the farm level to bring their products to your the warehouses. So I think I just want to, in relation with that, the same question. Any charges are there to pick up from their farm level? And if not, then if it is, how much it will be, and what is your minimum quantity you are looking for? And the coming point to the Shruti that you mentioned rightly, that if there is a microfinancial things are related with this, that will make sense to connect the farmers and to adopt these practices for the storage and to get the better prices. So Sanjay sir, anything is there your policy your startup has designed to bring the products to your warehouses in terms of quantity and the distance also and pricing wise also?
See, Amit, let me say, we are not a social organization, not for profit organization. We have to look at profits as well.
Yeah.
So we have to make sure that whatever trade we do is profitable also. So for that reason, what we have done is we have done the aggregation through mobile vans, mobile trucks.
Okay.
So one truck, whatever request we receive from all the farmers, we make a path. We ask the farmers to wait for their turn, and one day that truck will go to all the places and it will collect the commodity from the all respective customers, and then it will deposit in the warehouse. So that kind of solution we have devised, because ultimately to and fro transportation for such a small commodity will not make any sense.
Okay. Yeah. And one more point, Sanjay, you mentioned correctly that nowadays almost I can say that 80 to 90% are transactions happening outside the APMC, that too in a cash. And there is,
Right.
of course, there is a layer of the farmers who actually act as a middlemen, and they're bringing
Yes.
stuff to the market and how they are just manipulating with the prices of the market and the influencing the demand and supply. So, is there is any mechanism your startup is thinking that to eliminate these middlemen, although they are the integral part of this ecosystem, we cannot eliminate them, but still that can directly farmers can connect with the APMCs directly and that kind of intervention or the efforts you guys are taking from your startup level to get the better prices to the customers as well as to the farmers, or any case study in your area you have observed that impact your startup is created, that we like to hear from you.
So we have very funny situation in front of us. Government is saying that only those traders who are having license of trading commodities can only trade, and they are very limited. There are only 7,000 APMCs who are very far from the farmers. The person who is very important in this entire supply chain, who is near to the farm, is not having license. So which one is the middleman? Which one you want to eliminate? So the answer is technology. Government has realized that manual APMC setup is not going to work, whether it is in public or it is in private. Ultimately, it is the technology which is going to solve this. So that's the reason this new reform, wherein they have allowed online mandis to set up their mobile application, and if any aggregator use mobile application, his trade will become legal. So I would say we are going to welcome, or we are going to introduce a new middleman who is really important in the entire supply chain, instead of a person who is sitting afar, who is not helping the farmer in much better manner. So basically, eliminating them, we are not removing them; they are there, but we are just filling the gaps. In Rajasthan, also we have found many locations where with up to 80 kilometers there is no mandi. How can we expect somebody to go to 80 kilometers to sell the commodity? So ultimately, it is the local middleman who is going to help this. Yes, we have to empower them. We have to give them financial products. We have to issue them working capitals. We have to give them licenses to trade. We have to make them legalize, or we have to offer them much better solutions which they currently have to sell their commodities further. So that I would say that we need to fill this legal lacuna, or I would say we have to empower instead of eliminating. I would say we have to empower, that is important for the supply chain, and then only the center will.
I totally agree with you, Sanjay, that the technology, that's why it is evolving. And yeah, very rightly you mentioned, that's why we are bringing this topic to make the attention that the agri startups, they are bringing this technology to make it happen. Although it will take a time, but of course we are taking that efforts towards in the right direction. We'll take up one of the question is coming. The hand is raised by Vasudeva Rao. Saurav, could you unmute him so to ask the question? Yeah, Vasudeva Rao sir, can you hear me?
Oh,
Yeah, sir, you're audible, sir. You can ask question directly
yeah.
to the
I'm
speaker.
audible. Good morning to one and all. And I'm Vasudeva Rao, formerly consultant from ACABC. Yeah, Mr. Sanjay and Mr. Shruti has given a very good information about this private godowns. So I was also one of the agriculturists, and about 40 years back, I used to sell to the brokers only from my agricultural fields. But till today, if I go to my village, the same situation is happening. Why these private godowns are not penetrating into the villages? Number one. Number two, how best we can what Mr. Amit has told, the elimination of the middleman. So these two are not at all happening during the last 40 years. And how best the nooks and corners, the farmers can get relieved from these problems. So Mr. Sanjay and Ms. Shruti, anybody can answer. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Sanjay sir, you want to take first or Shruti?
Yeah, Shruti, maybe you can.
I think you have a better understanding about the middleman, so I guess you can go with that.
So, Mr. Vasudhan, you have raised two questions. Your first question is why there are no private godowns available in the remote areas. I think I have already covered this in my presentation. I've told you that the design of the warehouses which government is giving subsidy is such that it is not profitable unless you have a big stocks, big stacks. You cannot make it profitable. So we have to have a different solution for this. I gave a paper advertisement in 2016 that whoever is having any closed factories, any shed, any godown which is not being used, tell me. I will convert that into a warehouse. I got 6,000 calls from Rajasthan alone. And I am sure there are more than 2 lakh such properties lying in the country which can be converted into a solution to these farmers, but take them. Oyonize,
Sanjay, your voice is breaking in between. If you could turn off your video so that we'll get better bandwidth and we can able to hear you properly. Hello, Sanjay, can you hear me there?
I
Hello?
think he has some problem.
Yeah, even I'm not able to hear him. Sanjay, we're not able to hear you. You can rejoin. That will be better so that we can able to hear you. Okay, no issue. I think he was pointing out the technology. It is actually in the direction which we were trying to get. That will probably come up with the good solutions, and the very important and relevant question by the Vasudeva sir. We'll try to take up it in the next once he joined. Sanjay, can you hear me, or else you can rejoin again? Not able to hear you. Saurabh, just inform Sanjay through that he will not able to hear him. Yeah, meanwhile, we'll go to the next question, which is coming uh, from the Ajay, that he wants to know, Shruti, that although there are farmers are aware that the storing the commodities in the warehouses, they will get the good prices, but it will be adding one more layer of the costing. So what do you think in terms of to get the better prices? And I think we will take that question later on. But Sanjay, yeah, we lost you last few minutes, so that if you can take up that's the previous question of the Vasudeva Rao, then we can able to go to the next question. We still will not able to hear you, Sanjay. You can turn off your video so that we'll get better bandwidth. Yeah, probably he will come up with once again with a technical glitches and the issue. Yeah, Shruti, so I was asking you that still the farmers are getting the value the products, and there is a chances that they will not get the prices better from the market. So is your startup is planning to have the insurance policies, or at least the farmer should get the some minimum price to the government? In that way, in that direction, your startup, whether it is working. So if it is so, please let us know that it will be helpful to the participants.
Okay, so they are saying कि farmers know that they get money, that is post-harvest loans. Farmers are aware about the post-harvest loans, and still that is only your question start, right?
Yes, yes.
Right, and then too, when they sell their goods, they get a less amount, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
In
yeah,
that case, or sometimes what happens, although the farmers are storage, they're keeping the produce in the warehouses, maybe due to some circumstances or due to the demand and supply available in the market, they will not able to get that prices. So at the end, what happens, farmers not getting the prices to his produce, and they need to bear the warehouses charges. So is there is any insurance, or the you're paying the minimum viable products to that way your startup, whether it is working or what exactly the currently any other warehouses are adopting these practices? But if you can mention something about it.
So basically, we are going to tell them कि instead, like you are waiting for the speculation of prices, till that you can avail for a post-harvest loans and you can continue your next harvesting cycle. So why they get like when they sell their goods, they get money and they start their post-harvest cycles. So why to wait for it? Instead, they can take a post-harvest loans, use that money and take it for their post-harvest cycle production. So that anyways they can return the money slowly and slowly. And in case if anything happens, because that care is taken by the bank while describing the MSP, like जो pledge देती है bank, at that time it takes in a picture in accordance कि क्या होगा market price का. So us accordingly they give the prices, and in case worst anything happens, they are in a safer game. Already they have raised funds from banks in the name of a pledge, and they are using it for post harvest. Then they can, by post harvest cultivation, they can compensate their previous funds. So in this way, by keeping in a storage, just by keeping storage waiting ki for kya hoga future prices, instead they can go for post harvest loans which will keep their cash flow running. So in this way, we are promoting more farmers to go for a post harvest loans which will definitely keep them cash flow running and it will help them. So kahi pe bhi they will not get stuck in because of lack of cash. So this is
Yeah.
what we are trying to tell them.
Yeah, that is very good, and I think it will definitely help to the farmers. I think Sanjay once again joined to us. Sanjay, can you hear me? We lost you for some time. We're still not able to hear you. We can see you, but not able to hear you. I don't know what is happening with the network today. Yeah, if you can rejoin it again, that will be better, I think. Due to rainy season, I think there is so much problem. Yeah, okay, we expect him to join it again. But yeah, with next to the point that I mentioned, that how exactly the valuation of commodity is being done, as you mentioned rightly, that the loans will be getting to the farmers depends on the receipts or whatever the material is stored in the warehouses. So what exactly how this valuation is being done, and what are the prices they are taken to the consideration while the receipts is generated? Either it is ongoing market price, or whether it is the price which is decided by the government to get the on the basis of the receipt value they will get the loans. So how exactly this mechanism is work, Shruti?
Uh, I have no idea about detail, but what I have learned in the 2 years, I can say, the bank takes the calculated risk. So that if market also goes down or up, then too the bank doesn't face any loss, because ऐसा हो सकता है कि they have given a loan to a farmer, and then because the prices have now gone so low that farmers is not able to repay the loan also, and prices are also got low. तो बैंक विल फेस लॉस, राइट? फार्मर भी उनको पैसा वापस नहीं दे रहा, एंड ऑल्सो व्हेन दे विल सेल द कमोडिटीज दे विल गेट हार्डली एनी प्राइस. So what they give at a particular such price loans, so that if the market collapse, they don't face the loss. So it's a minimal viable price. So you can say that is a basic price according to market. So they take consideration of future speculation. So they take a calculated risk so that worst case they don't occur any loss.
I
बैंक
see.
ऑलवेज एंश्योर इट सेफ्टी. मतलब अगर फार्मर लोन नहीं दे पाया, नहीं चुका पाया, then a pledge invoke facility is there which can which bank can do and can sell this commodity and get back its loan amount. So
Yeah.
bank plays very smartly in this case.
Yeah, so it's up to the bank, but as Shruti, you already work with the NCDX, so I think you must be the right person to ask this question. That see, many times farmers are not that much aware about the futuristic prices, or maybe the ITC, or the mainly the processing companies who are listed there. They are looking for a very bulk and huge amount for their commodities. So, is there is Bharat Godam is planning to list it out, whatever the farmers our products are there listed are there, they can list it in the commodity exchange on behalf of farmers, and whatever the benefit is getting out of it, that can be shared between your startup some portion and to the farmers. So in that way you will getting the very good football for your startup, and out of which also farmers will also get the benefit. So that is there is any existing startups are working on that, and any options you are looking for in your startup also in the Bharat Godam?
Currently, this is not the part included in my startup, but I have known two startup which are working on it. So
Okay.
Gramoday करके एक startup, it's a Delhi based startup. I have seen about that startup. It is working on some similar concept.
Okay.
So yeah, there are some startups which are working on the similar concept, but this is something associated with government. So the entry of private player in this sector is very difficult. This is what I believe. But yeah, Gramoda is doing this, and also I guess Arya is doing this something. So
I
yeah, startups are including this thing, but at the
yeah.
initial stage, this is very difficult to tell because this is something which is associated with government. Government अगर हाँ बोलेगी तो ही कर सकते हैं. So these are very big exchanges which they do. NCDX करता है, MCX करता है, ICX. So
Yes.
yeah.
So because there is a need hand-holding support to the farmers, although they don't have the access to the technology, but they don't know how to do it. So maybe probably Bharat Gudam can also take steps
Yeah,
towards
we will definitely
hand-holding
see. Yeah.
support the farmers. Yeah, I think Sanjay rejoined again. I hope Sanjay, can you hear me again?
Yeah, I can hear you, sir.
Yeah, so we are facing so much technical issue, but
I'm
still
so
we are.
sorry.
No, not an issue, sir. So you were talking about some question asked by the Vasudeva, sir. We will finish it up and then we'll quickly go to the next question as time is running a bit. Yeah.
So the second part, I think there is a echo. There is no.
No issue, sir. We can hear you properly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Vasudeva asked the second question. Still, the uh, middleman has not been eliminated. So I would like to say if we are not going to eliminate that because rather government is going to empower them. Now they have been given an option to use online trading platforms like Inam and other online private sector trading platforms which are being introduced in 16 states in the country. Uh, this model APLM Act, as per which online mandi platforms are being introduced. Rajasthan has issued 3 licenses. Madhya Pradesh has already issued one. Telangana, West Bengal, Assam, all the states are in the queue. And within 3 years down the line, you will see a lot of online trading platforms. And now the aggregators will be using these platforms and they will streamline their business and they will come into mainstream. They will be able to take loan from the banks and they will be able to make payments to the farmers online and the commodity will be sold to the pan India buyers with the help of these middlemen, which we call aggregators. So
Yeah.
yes, the category of middlemen will change, but they will remain.
Yeah, I hope Vasudeva sir, you got the answer. And Sanjay, there are many participants are asking about your services in which states is are available and how they do will offer these services maybe from Bharat Godam and from Apna Godam also. So if you can something inform them so that they will connect with you. Also your details, the speaker details also we have put in the chat box to connect with them. But Sanjay, if you can mention in which states you are actively working as of now.
Yeah. So we are inviting franchisees in Bengal, Bihar, Orissa, Punjab, Haryana, UP. So if anybody is having a small space where they can start warehousing and use our mobile application and they want to start there, so they're most welcome.
So currently the 5 states I can must say we are working as of now. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, there are a couple of questions are there, but I would like to take a very interesting question. We already discussed it with the Shruti, but I want to take your Sanjay on your take on the same question. That have you ever faced the situation where the commodities rates are gone down and the farmers are not returned back to take up or the scale up their produces from the warehouses? So how you're going to tackle with the situations due to the market fluctuations or maybe a market is not giving the good prices to their produces? So how you are just handling the situation with the farmers?
In our system, there are LTV monitoring happening on real-time basis. Whenever any trade happens on the platform, the LTV report gets adjusted automatically. And the moment loan to value is more than 90%, a mailer goes to the depositor. And the moment it crosses 95, the commodity goes into liquidation.
I see. I see. So that mechanism is already set up there.
Absolutely.
So the farmers will get the idea. Okay, good. So yeah, still there are so many questions are there which are unanswered, but due to time limit, we're not able to take up the more questions. But yeah, as I already mentioned, the details of the speakers we have already put in the chat box, so that we are going to you can be able to connect with them to get the queries. Definitely, they will try to give the answers, and they may try to connect with your queries in the future. Yeah, and yes, of course, those who are registered participants, we are going to share the YouTube link and the speaker details also with you all. And yeah, the feedback form link also of this webinar we have shared in the chat box. We really like to hear you, the feedback of this today's session. And also, if you are looking for the few more topics in the future for the Saturday webinar, please share with us. We will definitely try to get with the good topics in the future and with good speakers. So that will really going to help you. So thank you once again, Sanjay and Shruti, to joining with us and discussing a very interesting topic, which is mainly related to the market and the warehousing and storage practices, mainly to the marketing practices, to discuss with us. And last but not in the least, my team and the yes, although the attendees who are regularly attending our webinar series and interacting with the speakers. So thank you once again, all. We will see you in the next Saturday. Yeah. So thank you. Bye bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.